We are the first bike-friendly business in New York City, named by Transportation Alternatives. We obviously love our cycling.
I'm pedaling up the Hudson here on the way to Henry's bicycle-friendly restaurant. Watch out for obstacles. Well, I guess that's one way to keep warm, isn't it? Oh, here we are. Henry's at 105th Street from Broadway. Oh, what a relief that was to get out of the snow.
My name is Daniel.
Daniel's going to tell me the specials. What are they?
Today we have a chicken noodle soup that Chef Mark makes in-house, and we also do something at lunch called the square meal that Chef Mark came up with, and it is a 4-course meal we do on one square plate, somewhat like a sampler. Today it has a cup of the chicken noodle soup, a small mixed field green salad, half of our barbecue pulled pork sandwich, and a small portion of our warm chocolate cake.
My gosh, that sounds absolutely perfect. Chef Mark Barrett.
Very nice.
You've cooked with Batali, is that right? And all these
yes,
famous?
I worked with Batali for a while and went and lived in Italy. I worked for Tabla for a while
right?
too. And
Tabla?
yeah.
For non-New Yorkers, these are big names.
This is not Burgerville. This is a healthy place where you can get a nice raw kale salad followed with a fresh rabbit fettuccine for your ride.
Good grief.
Yes.
Well, I've just ordered the guave, which I was told so much about. And I asked for it watered down slightly because I don't like things too sweet.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
That's pretty good. Did you say you took care of my bike?
Yes, I just wanted to let you know we took care of your bike. It's sitting in the back for you. When you're ready, we'll go get it for you, all right?
Look, that's being treated like it was a fur coat. Or hang on, let me just be politically correct here. Like a 7.
Like, and your bike is probably precious to you, so we want to make sure it's taken care of. It was just sitting right near the door.
Oh, you saw it then?
And I don't like bikes unattended.
So this is what you call a bike-friendly establishment, is basically when you can actually lean your bike up against the picket fence and they don't tell you to move it along.
A lot of our cyclists just prop their bikes up on the fence, don't even lock them, and sit there and have brunch right next to their bikes. Others bring them in the end of the cafe, have them on the inside of the cafe, and then others, of course, lock them. But your more serious cyclist doesn't carry a lock.
If I go to eat somewhere, I have to have the bike like directly next to me or watching it.
Sometimes if we feel like you're not paying attention, we'll ask you to bring it inside, or we'll bring it inside.
Bring it inside. Did you hear that? So as a folding bike rider, I'm used to having restaurants allow me to bring it inside. But as a full-size bike rider, that's usually unheard of.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And where would people bring them? You've got a little spot
We
designated?
bring them inside to the cycling corral.
Corral?
Which varies depending on which day of the week and where the tables are seated.
This is a 360 bike-friendly place.
It is, and it's an amazing thing. I don't ride myself, but I've been asked to start riding to work. But
you have been told?
I've been asked aggressively.
We're training our delivery staff on how to follow the biking rules to bike safely in the city.
Servers must wash their hands and follow the road rules.
Exactly.
There they are.
They do not salmon, they do not ride on the sidewalk.
And people coming in the opposite direction?
A lot of the reputation of cyclists in this city comes from delivery cyclists.
Working cyclist safety.
Yeah,
and it's actually in Spanish and Chinese. And it tells you. What's it telling you? Never ride on sidewalks.
Yeah.
Ride with traffic not against. Ride forthcoming.
Corridors.
And wear the Joe's restaurant.
Wear a helmet. They have a right to the whole road.
Yeah.
Pedestrians.
Do it. Do the right thing. Fantastic.
Champion Systems is a Henry-sponsored team. And one of the things we're going to work with them in this coming year is why should cyclists stop at stoplights in the park? Because it's interval training, and it'll actually make a stronger team.
Now that's a very good way of spinning it.
Right? Isn't that one of the best spins you've ever seen since you got on your bicycle last?
That's an excellent spin. I always try to stop at red lights. The reason I try to stop is then...
The other thing is how fast a lot of racers are when they're training. That really intimidates a lot of pedestrians. And so Transportation Alternatives represents both pedestrians and cyclists. I was a bicycle messenger when I was a kid, and I never stopped at a stoplight. Stoplights were simply something to slow down and look. And now that I'm on the advisory council of TA, I observe the rules, and several very interesting things are happening. One is that my commute times are terrible, but I also get to meet people. Increasingly, Americans are understanding cycling is a team sport, and it is a social activity. One of the things that we're working on as a community of cyclists is what is our position in terms of the law. We're asking cars to obey the law, and are we as cyclists willing to obey the law?
Good. Well, that was faster than a Chinese restaurant.
This is
Oh my-
lunchtime. You gotta
Oh
do
my
it fast.
gosh, look at this.
Yes.
So,
Let's take you around here. Butternut squash soup with chive oil and a toasted pumpkin seeds. I next eat my kale salad.
so there's an order here, folks.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, chef's kale salad, you got to understand, will change with the seasons. Generally, it will always have a fruit. It will always have a nut and some cheese. And his famous maple vinaigrette has a touch of maple syrup in it.
This season it's black currants, pine nuts, Parmesan cheese. In the summertime it was fresh grapes. And usually in the summer months I use a fresh fruit. In the colder months I use a dried fruit.
So vegetarians here, just look away, okay?
Well,
I could even do a vegan if you need to.
so we have Granny Smith apple,
Apple.
pulled pork, absolutely sensational sound. And then we have a warm chocolate cake, molten in the middle, little caramel sauce, and whipped cream. If you look at how we as a society value people by what we serve them as food, we serve the elderly, we serve the sick, and we serve the children exactly the same as we serve prisoners. Dining environment is the same, what they're served is the same, and we agree that it's okay to profit and to allow profiteers to serve our sick people, to serve our children, to serve our elderly, and to serve our prisoners. And I would say that is something a decision we can no longer afford. We cannot afford to serve children highly processed food that's filled with fat, sugar, and salt, because you now see the health epidemic that's happening in this country with childhood obesity, early onset heart disease. It's not a choice we can make anymore. We can't afford to fix them once they're broken. Chef and I go to work in schools, we cook for kids. You start thinking, well, they're doing exactly the same thing in a hospital. And your point was we're doing exactly the same thing with our elderly who aren't in the hospital yet. Well, that makes no sense. If you're trying to heal, you should be eating a square meal like this. You should be having a kale salad. You should be having some warm soup that is healthy for you. This is science.
So where did that all come from, this treating of...
It's the industrialization, and once you, as a culture, you say that the corporate profit is more important than individual rights and individual health, it's okay because we value that more highly than we value feeding someone well.
We first started this at the Riverside Church School. We had a forum for about 30 parents. The food changes have been in place for over a year. They were acting better, they were sleeping better, they were behaving better, they seemed happier. And to me, it's all through diet, and especially at a young age, you can really change. These kids are accessible, they're pliable. So if you get the kids at a young age, you can really teach them how to eat well for the rest of their life, because what you put in your body is really going to make up what you are.
Now, I did read the article you did about is it the Clinton School? Something where you went.
Clinton.
Yes, that's right. The only thing you might have to do is just make the bean stew shaped like a pizza, right? So I'm following Chef Mark, the healthy chef, into the kitchen. And when they let you in the kitchen, that means there's nothing scary. There's my bike.
These are really beautiful hen of the woods mushrooms. Just make a fresh pasta with the hen of the woods mushrooms. When you clean your vegetables, you can take all your vegetable scraps. These are the ends of the tomatoes and all your vegetable scraps, and you put it in your stock. Slowly boil it over a long period of time, and this is the base we use for soups and sauces and stuff like that.
And you can tell when a stock is commercial, can't you?
Absolutely.
It's got that taste.
It's got that weird chemical, like bouillon taste to it.
Yeah,
it's
that's
overly
right.
salted or something. There's my bike. These strip steaks.
Okay, vegetarians, close your eyes.
Lamb shank.
Turn off the sound.
Our pastries, our pies.
Oh, fantastic.
Fresh clams, oysters.
Oh, this is
mussels, everything on ice. All of this is from Terra Nova Bakery, which comes, it's all made with New York State flour. So everything, this is local wheat.
This is local?
Local wheat, yeah. I sources about 75% of my ingredients are local to the restaurant. All my meats come from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. All my fish is wild caught, no nets, no traps. I do have one farmed fish, which is an Arctic char, but it's environmentally sustainably farmed in a closed system in cold Arctic lakes, or Canadian lakes, I'm sorry. way. So it's actually good for your body.
So this fan is not going to poison you.
Absolutely. I'm gonna make you feel good, and you're gonna want to come back. We do have a grass-fed burger here, which is
Healthier.
85% lean. There's less fat in the meat. It's a little tougher, so we recommend that you eat it medium rare, because if you cook it too much, it can get really dried out. Which is one of the things you have to balance.
We have our kale recipe right here,
Yep.
right?
It's simple to do. Anybody can do it at home. In fact, you can cut your kale on Monday and leave it in the fridge. And kale's very hardy, so you can just add different things to it and have a different kale salad every week, and your kale is still going to be good on Friday.
That's better than having lettuce wilting in the fridge, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Go kale. It's very simple, isn't it?
This is just science.
Put something nice in your body.
You have a kale salad on a regular basis. That's one of the healthiest food substances
You will go faster, too. That's right.
will go faster.
Well, as the ice freezes slowly over the Hudson, I've got this wonderful pumpkin soup and what was it, a pulled pork sandwich and that chocolate thing from Henry's. What a way to finish off a bike ride.